thank you so much, everybody from Onclusive, for the opportunity to come up and chat with everybody today. Jimmy's been actually part of my journey with Allied Universal since I started. I joined the company 2 years ago, in October 10th, and I came on board to a communications department that was in a bit of disarray. That year they had pulled communications out of the marketing area and made it its own organization within the company. And with that, with new strategy, new KPIs needed, as well as new requirements of what the CEO wanted to see from it. The predecessor under marketing was not given a lot of time, budget, or opportunity to really go out and make a specific impact with the press. Everybody today talks about your customers being someone who's buying your product. While my end customer is someone who's buying our product of security services, my customer is the reporter, is the editor, is the publisher, is the influencer. So my biggest challenge when I came on board with Allied Universal was the fact that they had absolutely the most abysmal media management solutions that I've ever seen in my very long, decades-long career. And so I came on board and was given the task of, number one, let's look at what we've got, what we need to do to make it better, to achieve the goals of what our CEO, who is a very charismatic gentleman, and he will tell you exactly what he thinks and what he feels, and I'm right there with him, but I didn't want to disappoint. And just a quick correction, I wish I was VP of PR, I'm not yet. I am the director of PR that reports up to our VP of Comms, because that was part of my story. So when I came on board, within a month, the VP of Comms quit, and it was just me. And at that point, it was me and a single vendor who was an agency of one. So quickly, I thought, okay, well, while you all try to fill these roles for leadership and management, my role here is to absolutely get us going with what we need in the way of a media database that was actually current, a way to reach out to the press quickly and efficiently, since I right now am a team of one, and also what kind of monitoring can we set up, because at that time our monitoring was being held out of or being managed by our UK team, and that does nothing for me in the North America. It does, but it doesn't. So I basically took all that under the wing, let HR do their thing, go ahead and bring in my higher-ups, and during the first month we had an enormous story that was published on Wall Street Journal about our client Meta and us. And Onclusive and I were talking, and they were beyond helpful, because I was trying to get up to speed with the database and getting us onboarded and all of that. And while I won't get you in trouble, right, Jimmy? Even though we had not signed the contract with them,
Greg, don't touch it.
He got me up to speed, and I'm like, it's coming, the check's in the mail, I swear, the check's in the mail, because I needed to move quickly. So, sorry, my thing keeps going off, not that I need it. I don't have a problem with talking, if you haven't noticed. So just a quick, so like I said, you know, the history of the world of PR, and many of us who are of the over 50, the very wonderful age group, know and have been through everything and seen it all. Everything was manual from our end, from we started our career. So that tells you to tell me, to tell my bosses, I can pretty much do anything in the press side that needs to be done if all heck breaks out. As in, I got no internet, I got no nothing. We can still do it. So yeah, we had distribution, we had directories, Bacon's, that is I think they're still around. I don't know, sorry, I did throw out a competitor. We had media databases that we had to go to the library to search, called Dialogue. What a nightmare. And we had monitoring services. Monitoring services were actual hard copy clips that came every week in a big old envelope that would have little like stickies on it that told you when, where, and how much their impressions were. Also the one that I still love, and I know we still add it, was publicity value. Never use that. It's a non sequitur. And then also we go into the 90s, obviously we've run into the online databases. We have more of a media monitoring automated side of things. So, sorry. Technology, gotta love it. So then the one thing that brought me into being very effective in my job and what I needed from a media management perspective is I didn't want to do onesie and twosies. I'm going to get my monitoring service from one. I'm going to get my distribution. I wanted it all in one. I wanted everything integrated and being able to have it all talk, so to speak, to each other. So that's basically what I did. And for the 2 years that we've been with the company, the media management side of things has been unbelievable. Only because majority of my day, and again, Jimmy and Roxanne can attest to this, how late or do I forget about meetings. 90% of my, well not 90, okay, 80% of my job is crisis communications. We are a team of 4 now, and that is in large part to the simple fact that I didn't have to go beg, borrow, and steal or whine that I didn't have enough assistance. I showed value in the tools that I had. I said, this is what's happening, this is what's going on that we are missing, this is what I need to be doing. And the only way we can do that is automate it. I come from a technology background. Early in my career, all I did was tech. I now find myself in a completely different venue of security, and this is private security. Armed guards, K9, executive protection, active law enforcement, the whole 9 yards. So it's almost as if you're in a law enforcement entity that you are protecting, and protecting not only your company's reputation, but the reputation of your employees. And we get a lot of negativity going through that. So I digress. My whole point of bringing them on was simply to be able to make my life easier, okay? While reporting is important to the CEO, it's important to me, I still give them the reports. One thing that they liked and has never been offered by anyone in the industry yet was attribution. And the ability to do the back end, connect with RGA and get all of that information and show. Our marketing team was like, whoa, how are you doing that? Well, they know now because we work with them, but I was like, we need to show how are our stories, how are our releases, how are our whatever announcements or engagement we're having with the press is having any sort of back-end connection to our website. So that's been a huge plus in this particular solution for us. And I only see it growing more. It's still kind of in its infancy. We're still trying to get our hands around it. One of our newest members to our team is our content specialist, and I put Tinica in charge of seeing and knowing that. And so she is the one that generates our reports and is able to present to me for us to present to our leadership team. The second biggest part of the benefit of having this is the automated press release distribution. A lot of companies have that. I'm not going to say they don't. And they also have the opportunity to add a personal note. However, I found that this particular platform's really user-friendly capability allowed me to also give that particular responsibility to not only Tenica, but also to our social media manager when I needed her to reach out. It was turnkey, no issues at all. So yeah, that's a huge part of that. The monitoring tools, I could not live without critical mention. I could not. That's the first thing I check I'm on my phone, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude while I was on it, even though everyone knows where I'm at. We've already had 2 crises come up, and everyone's taking care of it, it's not me. But I check critical mention and my email at least, well, I'm at my desk all day, every day, but when I'm home at least 4 times a day. And if something's come up, all I do is easily forward that to our leadership team. We have an alert system, so they understand what is coming up, what's being said, if they get calls, emails, or texts from the clients. What's going on? Here it is, and then I get that to them, then I will assess it, get with our team that are on the ground and find out what's going on and give them a brief overview of what it is and what we're going to maybe or maybe not do about it. So the automated news release, the automation of the critical mentions, so we know what we've got and I can easily pull those. Oh, another part that I love about critical mention, the broadcast part, okay? I mean, I've worked with tons of other media management services. To even subscribe to broadcasts is ridiculous. I laugh at them when they give me the quote. I'm like, yeah, right, I'll do my own. But beyond the fact of it making economical, the actual process itself, I can go in, because sometimes stories will be more than 5 minutes, and they'll only do 5-minute clips at a time. But I can go through and clip and make my own clip and send it off to our leadership team. So that is huge. So for me, it's been an absolute necessity to have the automation portion and having those capabilities to show what we are doing as a comms team. I still remember this, in my interview, the global HR officer asked me, he's all, well, in this organization, we may be 800,000 people, employees around the world, but we are lean and mean. Can you work lean and mean? And I'm like, I've not done anything but. Every single PR position I've had has been a one-woman, one-person job, or a handful of 2 or 3. Now, since I came on board and my VP left in a month, I now have a VP of comms, and I have a global, they actually created a position because of the importance of communications. We have a global officer of communications and investor relations. So that was huge. And also the opportunity to bring on a social or a content specialist, which wasn't even part of the cards, was ginormous, huge, because we are doing nothing but video content. We were just at a show down in Florida, and so we were sending constant video content to our social media manager back in Orange County, California, and she's putting up stories every day on our social channels. So just the ease, the connection, the ability to hit all of my main points for my audience, for my customer, which is the press, was huge. And like I said, we had to sit down with our CEO during this conference. We have a leadership meeting, and he pulled us aside and said, gave us kudos, but was extremely impressed in the content, the type of reporting we've provided him, because it's easy for him to see, it's easy for him to read. And that's another thing with the reports. Though you can pull all and you can choose what maps, pie charts you want to show, I can do the explanation. I just don't leave those obviously for them to read and understand. But he has been very, very impressed by that. So really the key takeaways here is the ability that this platform has provided is enables our communications team to be more agile, definitely be more data-driven, which we were not before, and also be more impactful in how we impact our clients, our customers, eventually the press, and our leadership team. So that is pretty much, what I have to say today, and I appreciate the opportunity because I know I go on and on, but I don't think that we as a team of now 4 could do the amount of work. And by the way, it's a team of 4 for all of North America, and we support international. And we couldn't do it without the ability of that these tools give us. So that's it. I don't know if I went over, but if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to